by rolling the shoulders. Deep breath in through the nose, out through the mouth. Nice big circles. Big inhale and exhale. Now we're going to change direction, opposite way. Three, two, one. Okay. Hands on hips, feet shoulder apart. We're going to do a circle. When you get to the front, change direction and bring it back. Moving the whole way through those hips. One more each direction. Okay, bring the feet together. Bend the knees slightly. You back straight and then a little circle and come back. Three, two, one. And then last one, we're going to go out onto the toe. And a little circle as well. When you get to the front, bring it back the opposite way. Moving the whole way through the ankle as much as we can. And we're going to swap to the opposite side. Three, two, one. Okay, let's grab that band or a towel. We're going to start by holding. So if you've got a long band, just going to hold one end of it. Or if you have one with handles or anything, you hold either of the handles. And what we're going to do is we're going to pull out our arms, squeeze our shoulder blades together and let them back in. So pull back, squeeze. The goal here is to make that movement come through the shoulders. Try and get those shoulder blades as close together as possible and back in. Exhale, squeeze out. Inhale, come back. So we're pulling that band apart, squeezing the shoulder blades together and come back. Three, two, one. Okay, and next one, we're going to grab it and we're going to bring it over, back, behind the head, and come back. So just as far as you can. And again, you can hold it as tight or as loose as you need to, all the way around as much as you can, and back. Wherever you stop, just stop there, and then come back. Use the tension or the slack on that band. Let it come out. If you need to pull your hands out further and the band will extend into that, do that. 3, 2, and one last one. All the way back and all the way forward. Okay, hold that band in front of you now. What we're going to do is we're going to pull our elbows back and squeeze, pull and squeeze. So we're going back here, pulling our elbows back as far as we can and come. So it's kind of like a wide row. Squeeze our shoulders, get it, and back. Squeeze and back. Three, 2, and 1. Okay. Let that loose now a little bit. Don't have the shoulders getting tight. Then what we want to do is we want to hook it behind us. Okay, hands are in it. And what you're going to do now is you're going to press forward as much as you can and back. Push and back. Exhale, press out. Inhale, come back. Keep pushing out and come back. My band is a little bit tight for this. 3, 2, and one last one, and back. Okay, let's bring it down to the mat. We're going to still use that band. We're going to use it to stretch out our legs now. We're going to hook it behind, or hook it over our foot and lean back. Just bringing it to as far as you can. You want to feel that full first band of tension, but we don't want to force it. We don't want to bend our knee either. So you don't want to be up here, but your knees like that. A nice straight leg just at that first little point of tension. Pulling that toe towards you. So just a light bit of hold on it. Let that hamstring start to stretch out. On your next inhale, as you exhale, see if you can pull it a little bit closer. We're still just going to hold it in that stretch. Not a huge amount of pressure. We only want about 30% pressure on that band. We're going to inhale again, and as we exhale, pull a little bit closer again. And just holding it there. If you start to find it's very, very tight on the hamstring, let it go. Don't go as far. Stay at the point where you feel a nice, easy stretch. And take another little inhale, exhale, bring it up again. If you can, if you're at the point where you can't anymore, just stay there. Again, we want that leg straight, so we don't want to be bending our knee to compensate to get higher. Three, 2, 1, let it go. So what we're going to do now is we're going to bring it up again. Only this time we're going to bring it out to the side, just as far as you can. Just let that foot fall, use gravity to let it come out. And wherever it stops, keep it there. You may find this area is tighter, you may find it easier. We're just letting it fall, supporting it with that band. Again with it, if you find as you exhale you can come a little bit closer to the ground, do. If you're at the point where you can't, just keep it there. Just let that inner thigh open up into our adductor muscles. Now we're going to take an inhale. As we exhale, we're going to bring it back up again. And this time we're going to bring it across to the opposite side. Again, just come as low as you can, let it fall. May not go as far here. I know with me, my leg gets in the way. So just let it go as far as you can. Try and stretching out the glutes and then the outer side of the leg. And we're going to keep breathing. If it can go a little bit further, do. If it can't, don't worry. And inhale. Exhale, bring it up. Hold it there for 1 second. And we're going to let it back down. So we're going to move on to the opposite leg now. You may find as well one leg is going to be tighter than the other. I normally find my left leg is tighter. Again, we're going to lift up just as high as we can. First, a little bit of tension. Keep that leg straight. You don't want to force it, but gradually bring it up into these stretches. Keep breathing the whole time as well. Inhale. Take a big exhale and see if you can come a little bit further. Gradually opening up that muscle. We don't want to force it, and we don't want to bend the knee. And inhale again. Exhale, come a little bit higher. And I'm going to inhale again. Once more, see if you can bring it a little bit higher. And you're just going to hold it there. Let the muscles stretch out. Don't force. Again, we just want about 30% pressure. And inhale, and as we exhale, let it down for a second. Then we're going to bring it up again and just let it fall out to the side as much as it can. Use that balance a bit of support. And let the gravity bring it down. We'll keep holding, keep breathing. And that opposite side, stretch out. That's it, guys. Keep breathing here. Let it fall a little bit more as you exhale. We're going to take an inhale as we exhale, lift up. Hold it there for a second, and we're going to drop it then to the opposite side. So just again, as far as you can go. Just letting it fall. Really netting that side of that leg. That outside, just stretch out. 3, 2, 1. Bring it back up. Hold it there for a second. And let it back down. Okay, we're going to put the band to the side for the moment. And we're going to bring our feet and plant them into the mat. So we want our knees pointing towards the ceiling. Our feet are hip distance apart and our hands are going to be into the floor. We're going to plant our feet, squeeze our glutes, and slowly lift up into a glute bridge. And slowly come back down. So we want to really focus on moving through our spine here. So I'm going to tilt the pelvis. Imagine you're peeling each individual vertebrae up off the mat. And then you're going to put each one back down. Tilting the pelvis again. So slowly pull each one up. Squeeze those glutes, drive yourself up. Slowly come back down. Squeeze and lift up. Slowly back down. I want to move that lower lumbar spine, which is a bit close to your pelvis. Get them moving a little bit. Get those glutes activated as well. They like to sleep. Despite being the biggest muscle in the body, they like going snoozy. So we're going to try and wake them up here. And move that lower back. Three, 2, and one last one. Okay, placing it back down. We're going to bring the soles of the feet together. So our feet are coming out in a kind of frog. Stop. And we're going to squeeze the glutes and lift up and come back down. So you're going to squeeze those glutes, press up and back down. Keeping the soles of the feet together. Exhale up. Inhale down. Again, we really want to focus on squeezing those glutes to lift and slowly lower. Exhale, lift up. Inhale, lower. Four, 3, 2, and one last one. Up and down. Right. Extend one leg out. Keep one leg pointing, knee pointing to the ceiling. And we're going to lift that leg and put the ankle on top of the knee, the extended one. And from there, we're going to lift and reach in between our legs and pull in. So this figure 4 stretch, we're going to stretch out those glutes we were just activating there. Just slowly pull in. Till you feel a nice little stretch, light stretch. And then from there, I'm just going to go side to side, rolling side to side. Still holding that stretch, but moving the lower back. You might find there's a bit more of a stretch in certain areas than others. By that, we're going to move through it. 4, 3, 2, and 1. We're going to let them down. We're going to keep that knee of the leg that was extended. We're going to keep that up facing the ceiling. We're going to rise the opposite ankle onto that knee, and we're going to lift up now into figure 4 on the other side. Again, just going to stretch out the glute on our left side. We're going to hold it there for a second, settle into the stretch. And once you're settled in, you're going to roll side to side again. Nice, gently rolling side to side each time. Again, you might find parts of the roll you stretch a bit more, other parts you don't. And 3, 2, and one last one. And down. So up and down. Extend both legs out. And we're going to sit up. So I'm going to make sure we're sitting up tall. Shoulders are back. Put your hand behind your back if you need to, or you can just stay where you are. And from there, we're going to point our toes and bring them back towards us. Point toes, bring back. So this is a great way to drain any fluid. Back up, bring it back to where it's supposed to go. By moving it, it pushes it up through the legs. We're going to point toes as far as we can and bring them back as far as we can. Also, when we bring them back, try and squeeze there for a second with your toes pointing them up and come back. Try to work the muscles on the front of the leg. And it'll help stretch out the calf muscles a little bit as well. Three, 2, and 1. Now we're going to go out to the side and back in. So you might need to bring your feet a little bit wider apart. I'm going to bring them out and come back in. So externally and internally rotating our legs, coming from the feet the whole way up. Just moving through those movements. We may not necessarily do very often, but good to remind those muscles that they are in fact there and they can work. Four, 3, 2, and 1. Okay, we're going to bring those feet back together and make sure we are flat on our bum here. And what we're going to do is we're going to stretch out our spine. And you will get stretched in the hamstrings a little bit, but the aim here is to try and get our elbows to the mat as much as we can, as opposed to reach for our toes. So first thing, we're going to take a big inhale and come nice and tall. And then we're going to pull our core in and exhale when it comes forward and just drop that head. So just stop where you get your first point of tension and make the head go really heavy. So you want to imagine that our vertebrae are all stretching out along our spine. You will feel a stretch in the back of the legs, maybe a slight bit in the lower back. But our goal here is to more drop our head towards our knees. That'll go heavy. You may find a bit of a stretch in the neck with your head going heavy, that's okay too. Every time you exhale, see if you can fall a little bit further. And every time you inhale, exhale, see if you can drop a little bit further. And inhale, exhale, sitting up fully back to start. So if you want to shake out the shoulders a little bit, side to side, you can do that. And then we're going to come over into our box position. So we're going to make sure that our shoulders are above our hands and our knees are above our hips. And we're going to start by rolling those shoulders back and rolling them forward. I like to bring this one in as much as possible because it's great to get our shoulders moving. We don't move them that often like this. So moving all the way back and all the way forward. Nice big circle. Get as much movement as you can all the way around and all the way back. Big movements. 3, 2, 1. From there, we're going to bring one hand to the temple and we're just going to lift up as high as we can and come back around. So we're going to open up our chest here, open up our thoracic spine, which is up the top end of our spine. Exhale, lift up. Inhale, come back. Just get as much of a twist as you can. Try and really get that elbow up towards the ceiling. Four, 3, 2, and 1. I'm going to bring it down. I'm going to go to the opposite side. I'm going to go up again as much as you can. Exhale up. Inhale down. Again, we're trying to twist as much as we can all the way up and back. Four, 3, 2, and last one, all the way up and back down. Back into that pop position, we're going to sit back onto our heels. Just pulling our hands together, dropping the head. Stretch out the back if you want. You can pull the hands away further. We're going to walk the hands over to one side. Hold there. Going to bring it back to the center. And we're going to walk it back to the opposite side. And we're going to bring it back to center once more. Now from there, we're going to come back. We're going to drop the hips down to the mat, hands reach side of the body. I'm just going to push up as much as is comfortable for you. Stretch out the abs. Moving through the back a little bit here as well. So if you do find any pressure, stay lower or stay just here. We're going to push up just as much as comfortable. You can, if you're comfortable as well, you can look up toward the ceiling. Now breathe through that stretch. Stretching out the core muscles here. Keep them breathing the whole time as well. And we're going to inhale and exhale, come back into that box position and up onto our knees. We're going to bring one leg forward and one leg back. And we're going to squeeze our glute and lean forward, pushing that knee over that toe. And we're going to push back off front foot and come back. So we're going to move through each time as much as we can. We're going to come more forward if we can. So exhale, squeeze that glute, push forward. Inhale, step up off that foot and come back. So push a little bit more forward and back each time. We open up the front of that hip. We want to keep our upper body up tall as well. Don't want to lean over it. Come forward, push back. Squeeze that glute to open up that hip flexor. If you want, from there, you can hold it. If you have the balance, you can slowly pick up the back foot and hold. If not, just keep moving through that stretch. And we want to keep our upper body up tall here. So we don't want to be getting that and being like this. We want to be up. And you fell over doing that. And also be very careful when you're going into the stretch because it can cause your hamstring to cramp. We're trying to bring our quad into that stretch. Keeping ourselves up tall. Keep the core tight for balance and keep breathing. Opening up that quad muscle as well. Keep breathing, keep holding. Three, two, one, and let it go. I'm going to swap to the opposite side. Other foot comes forward, squeeze that glute behind. Squeeze forward and come back. Open up those. Keep your feet flat. Make sure we're squeezing the juice in. Now, if you want, you can pick that back foot and hold into that second stretch, or keep moving. Breathe the whole time as well. Three, two, one, let it go. We're going to stand up and interlock those fingers behind the back. Pull the shoulders together, stick the chest forward, and just lift up the thighs. Again, as we're doing this, if you want to see if you can move a little bit higher, do. If you can't, don't worry. Let it go. Grab interlock fingers forward. Push those shoulder blades apart. And we're going to lift them right up overhead now, pushing them to the ceiling. I'm going to lift over to one side. Bring it back to center. And over to the opposite side. Bring it back to center. Let it go. And little legs, well done.